Sego, Atenatiióstha yujats, Wagatayuni the Naganawage Tinita Wagena. My name is Holly Atenatiióstha Pinsino. I'm Wolf Clan. I come from Karonhianónhnha. And Karonhianónhnha Kanien'kéha. Cook. And I'm presently teaching grade 4, but I've been in grade 4 for the past few years. So because we're in an immersion environment and the state of our language that it's in right now and how we have little opportunity now for them to use it as was before, they had grandmothers and everybody that they could tap into, that doesn't happen as much anymore. Every once in a while, but not so much. So when I use circles, I'm giving them that time and the opportunity to hear, to listen to stories, but for them to use as much as they can, because if we don't allot them that time, they're not going to use it. So we really have to schedule it in and make it a priority for them to use the language as much as we possibly can. And also fit in some teaching and some explanation into why it is that way at the same time. So you're doing a little bit of grammar, but it's also in a natural kind of everyday connections to their real life and things like that. That's why I feel it's really important to do in a classroom. If there's any advice that I would give a teacher trying to do circles, the first thing would have to be patience. You have to allow the students waiting time. They have to process. There's so much that they're going through in their minds before they can get something out. And as teachers, we're always rushing and, there's nothing happening, so we'll start talking for them, but we can't do that. And then if they have to say it in English, and then we give them the opportunity to think about it, and then we will fix it for them. But what you need to do is let that student speak, check in with them, and then we have to make connections with the other students. So you're asking other students to repeat what they said, or maybe change the tense or something. You're always trying to give everybody an opportunity to speak and to be engaged. So that's the second thing. Don't give up. It's at this age, and it's different for everybody, but at this age, their brains are well developed. They're speaking about so many things, but not in the language. So it's hard for them to just switch and try to say it in Kanien'kéha or whatever language you'll be doing, because it's just going to come out in English, because that's their first language really. So you have to give them patience. You have to give them the opportunity to use it, to think. When you're doing these circles, it can be redundant. They can be saying the same things. Sometimes that's a good thing, because you know that's what they're learning. But you as a teacher, you have to judge, okay, we have to go beyond this now. And if you have to create scenarios, situations, these poor kids have to hear stories about my grandchildren, stories about my life growing up and everything, but I'm just implanting all kinds of different conversations. That's not happening, that they're not generating themselves. So I want them to do this. I want them to go home, talk to their families about it, hear stories, and then come back. So you always have to switch it up a little bit. You just need to generate that conversation as much as you can.